AI Yugi is on vacation and I'm filling in. It's me, AI Kaiba.
Welcome to another video. Today we are playing Sekka's Light Ghotis, and that means we are playing triple pot of greed. Sekka's Light. Now on hit, you can play it at 3. What does it do? If you have no spell traps in the graveyard, you draw 2 cards. Then when this card's in the graveyard, you can banish it, reveal a monster in your hand, shuffle and deck, and draw a card. Literally better than pot of greed, except we cannot run any other spells. So, is sacrificing our spells worth it for the power of the pot? Let's find out. Sekka's Light, let's go. Draw 2. Draw into Pot of Greed. Sadly, Sekka's Light is a once per turn, so we cannot activate Pot of Greed into Pot of Greed and draw 2 additional cards. But I think we're doing okay. Let's Lifelessly Fish. Show off the power of Ghotis. Ghoti Shift, activate. Shuffle into the deck this Beautiful Princess to draw an additional card. Drawn into the Fishborg Harpooner. We're not going to use it right now. Let's Abyss Shark get a Silent Angler onto the field. And XZ into the Stealth Kraken. Alright, so what have we got? We got the Maxi. We got the Ash Blossom. We got the Shift coming back to let us banish a card. And we got the Pop. So that is 4 pieces of interaction, potentially more, with Maxi. Let's see what opponent can do. Opponent, slam you with the Maxi. Opponent, fingering the Maxi. Alright, opponent has answered the Maxi. But we still got Ash Blossom. Now they cannot Maxi us. So we are safe from Maxi getting Maxied. Opponent will not be drawing any cards under our Ghoti. Opponent, what are you going to do? Opponent, playing some Tenyi's. Alright, now when Tenyi Sword Soul is out and about, what do you do? Alright, we're going to pop this Vishuda so they can't use it to normal summon the Link Monster. So they can't activate the Vishuda in the graveyard to send a monster from our field to the hand. Opponent, get popped. Poppage is done. Opponent, scooping it up. They do not want to play into the Ghoti Menace. Love to see it. But can this deck consistently beat top tier decks with Pot of Greed and no other spells? Let's find out. Let's go on to the next game. On to the next game. If you like this sort of content, make sure to subscribe. We'll have more fish content in the future. And in the next episode, we'll be pulling from the new pack. There's some Lightsworn cards. There is some Gen X cards, which are potentially water. Opponent slapping us with the Maxi. We were going to do some cool fish things, but we'll do some slightly less cool fish things. We're going to lifelessly fish here. Lifelessly Fish. Send to the graveyard the Shift. Shift activate. Banish. There we go. We're ready. We're ready for the next turn. Fish come back. Let's slam the Maxi. Fish coming back. Now the reason we waited right there was is a cool trick, alright? You wait till the fish is about to come back. If the opponent's going to slam Maxi, they'll activate it. Then you activate your Maxi, and then if they have Finger, then they have to negate their own Maxi. So you're kind of trading a card for a card. Opponent didn't have the Finger. I'm sure that play is going to work out one day. We're just trying to play optimally. Opponent just playing in the Maxi. From hand, making a Phantom Yubel. This is why we activate Maxi in the standby phase, because if opponent gets priority, they can just slam and negate without us getting an opportunity to react. Opponent, opening the Spirit Gates. Again, a Chaos Summoning Beast. Opponent, summoning that Summoning Beast. And now, before opponent does any link summons, any nonsense, we're going to try and wipe the field. Opponent, negating our Shift while turning it into pop a Yubel from the deck. Alright, Yubel gets popped instead. They are not activating the Yubel effect. They're not activating it. Who knows why? So we're going to Synchro Summon Arion Post. Arion Post activate, banish from the deck. Sykes. Psych, come to the field. Come, Sykes, to the field. Activate. Add to the hand. The Zep. And Zep is going to banish itself. And now we are going to banish opponent's entire field. Opponent has 2 cards left in the hand. They got 1 Yubel in the graveyard. They've used one of their negates. Get wiping. This is why you don't set back row, alright? This is why you don't set back row until it's time to use it, alright? Because you can always get fished. Banish everything. Opponent's Escape is a banish. We get to add an Abyss Shark to the hand. Opponent shuffling into the deck to make another Yubel Phantom. Alright, giving us an additional card. Well, Maxi hard carrying us here. No Pot of Greed needed. Drawn Cyframe Gear Driver. Pace is coming back. Deep Beyond come back. Opponent negating Deep Beyond. Opponent negating Deep Beyond. Our cat is crying and it's so sad. It wants the fish to live. Yubel is here. Let's normal summon Lifelessly Fish, then keep to the graveyard. Activate Abyss Shark. Let's search for the Fishborg Harpooner. Let's activate the Harpooner. Harpooner reveal Angler. Summon Harpooner. Discard Angler. Synchro summon the Azcan to banish this Yubel and get in for big damage. But opponent has the dodge. Unchained Solar Rage. Popping their U-Bell to dodge the banish. I don't think this is going to be enough though. Opponent, you may have dodged, but Azcan comes back. Banish Keith. Come back Azcan. Synchro Summon. The Chungus. Chungus is here. Let's banish shift from the graveyard. Trigger the Chungus. Banish field and graveyard, and opponent is cooked. They do not want to see any more. Love to see it. Let's go on to the next game. Make sure to stick around till the end. I'll have the deck list that shows off what monster cards we're running in Ghotis to make it worth it. Cut all our spells. As usual, we're starting off with a Lifelessly Fish, and we are playing the Beautiful. I know I've said before I'm not a huge fan of Beautiful. That's why we're discarding it for the Ice Shade Ron Adrian, but I think it is worth it to have some one-card starters in the deck when we are playing so many hand traps. Ice Shade Jameer Adrian is here. Opponent, it is your move. And this is my favorite level 10 right now. Alright, slamming the Maxi in the standby phase. Getting our fish back. Opponent playing Reasoning. We're going to name 4. I always name 4. I don't know what you're supposed to name. But opponent's playing 2 elements. So I guess 4 was lucky to name. Maybe, who knows? Opponent. Milling a bunch of stuff. Transaction rollback, very scary to see. Fateful. Scream. Water Enchantress. So we named wrong. One gets a free Water Enchantress. Alright. Very interesting hit here. We do have the Maxi. So opponent is going to be drawing us cards whenever they do anything. They are activating card destruction. Alright. Draw us some more cards. Get us an effect Veiler. Very acceptable. Triggering a billion 2 elements in the graveyard. Activating transaction rollback. Targeting. Alright, what did they target? We'll check the log. Log will say targeting. Log does not say. Full Force Virus. Full Force Virus is going to destroy every monster in our hand that we draw for the next 3 turns that has less than 1500 defense. And that is essentially every card in our deck. So we will not be drawing cards for the rest of this game. We'll just have to play with cards on the field. I believe in the power of fish. Let's go. We're going to activate right now. Oh, also cards on the field. Okay, so we got to activate our Ice Jade Jameer Adrian in response to this. Otherwise, our poor innocent fish, our shift will get popped. So we're going to activate right now. And that is to protect our field from getting popped. So only the hand gets popped. Opponent, it's Tearlament's time. Alright, we have our fish play, but that's it. Well, let's see what Tearlaments can do. Drawing us cards that are getting popped. We're getting savagely beat down by the Full Force Virus. Opponent, normal summoning Tearlament's Rhino Heart. Or special summoning it. Milling more cards to the graveyard zone. Sending Happiness to Fusion Summon. Alright, we're going to activate right now. Because there's one card I want to banish. And the one card I always want to banish against Tearlaments. And is their Tearlaments Kikkalos. So we're going to get Aureon Post here. Opponent having this Fusion Summon. Triple Fusion Summon. Opponent not going for the Happiness. They're going straight into Kaleido Heart. But Kaleido Heart does not banish. Alright, what does Kaleido Heart do? It spins. It says you can target a card, shuffle in the deck. So it gets around the Adrian protection. Opponent targeting Aureon Post. Right, but that's fine. Because now, thanks to the new Ghoti cards, Aureon Post can do something that is much better than what it did before. It can banish the Sykes. Sykes come to the field. Add to the hand a fish. We're going to banish the Snopios from the hand. Snopios going to banish from the graveyard the Zep that we had there. And Zep is going to come back. And we're going to Synchro Summon. Synchro into the Azcan. Let's banish this Kaleido Heart. And now opponent. What can you do? Alright, you haven't used their Kikkalos yet. But you're in fish trouble. Alright. Tearlament's Grief. Getting the Shiren. Shiren getting sent to the graveyard. And that is going to trigger the Shiren. Just still popping cards from our hand here. We added this to the hand, but it didn't get drawn, so that's why I didn't get popped. Kikkalos. Alright. Kikkalos is here. Drawing more cards. And it is activating. And what do we do against Kikkalos? Alright, we want it to get banished. So we're going to activate Snopios. We are going to make it so that when this gets popped, it leaves the field, it gets banished instead. So if they use this, send it to the graveyard and mill cards, or they use it for a not a summon, or not a fusion summon, it is getting sent straight to the banish zone, forever out of use by the Tearlaments. Snopios. Get on here, target that Kikkalos. Opponent, your Kikkalos has been targeted. Cash Tira, making us draw more cards. Getting popped. Thank you, Full Force Virus. Cash Tira, milling more cards. Right arrows in your opponent thinks they can mill us out. No, I don't think that's going to work. We got 20 cards left. It's a bit late to decide you want to mill us now. Opponent summoning the Water Enchantress. The opponent trying to just summon as many times as they can. Going to battle. Okay, hitting our beautiful Snopios. Passing. Trying to summon an IP Masquerena. Okay, that is allowed. Letting us draw the Sekka's Light. Hey, we finally drew a card. Sekka's Light is here. Not a monster with 1500 or less defense. Full Force Virus, not doing anything. Opponent getting back to right, but they already have the token, so that can't be used. And opponent ending the turn. Alright, so IP Masquerena, they got one set back row. IP Masquerena we can banish if we activate Ice Shade Jameer Adrian in response to its activation. So that's pretty sweet. Let's draw. Drawing an Ash Blossom is nice because Ash Blossom, 1800 defense, not popped by the Full Force Virus. Alright, we actually drew a card. Shift come back. Paces come back. And main phase 1, let's Synchro Summon into the Baron immediately before they get priority to activate IP Masquerena. Now we have a negate, we have a pop. Opponent activating Paleozoic Morella, trying to send a trap from their deck to the graveyard, trying to send another copy, presumably, of the this transaction rollback. Transaction rollback, going to let them activate a trap from their graveyard. They could either do Dex Devastation Virus, or they could do Ghost Meets Girl, which, what does this do? Banish it, target it. No. First effect. Neither player can special summon monsters. So, it's a bit late for that to do anything to us, but who knows what opponent could do. We're going to ash that. Stay scared, stay safe. Opponent responding with IP Masquerena, as we said before. Jameer Adrian in response. Banish the Masquerena, prevent the Link Summon. Ghotis, deny the IP. IP denied. Alright. IP denied, request denied. Let's pop the Kick Close. It gets banished instead of getting destroyed because we targeted it with our fish earlier. Snopios, thank you. Let's pop their monsters. Opponent, you got one card left in the hand. You got one card that you're going to draw. We have Sekka's Light that there's no point activating because our monsters will get popped. Opponent, right, Avera's Mirror, summoning that token, and opponent is cooked. Fully cooked by the Ghotis. Love to see it. Let's go on to the next game. Tearlament's a real deck. Won the WCS event. Alright, Tearlament's. So, it's still a real deck. But hold on, what is this hand? Alright, all hand traps hand. Not ideal. Let's slam that Maxi, hope we can draw into something to start some plays. Opponent, your move. Imseti. Imseti discarding a Blue Eyes Egg, and that means that opponent is playing a real deck. We played against some meta decks, but we didn't play against the power of the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Let's Ash Blossom the Imseti. Hope they don't have the spell, alright? Because they always have it. When they activate Imseti and you negate, they somehow always have it, but we're going to believe this time. Dragon Maid Blue Eyes. Activating Dragon Maid Changeover. And Ghost Ogre. My new favorite hand trap. Alright, we'll find out why later. Opponent. Activating that egg. Letting us draw an additional card. Still no way to start our plays. Oh, there we go. Lifeless Fish is here. Opponent, thank you for the 3 cards. Maxi Pot of Greed. I approve this message. Now, opponent has 2 Blue Eyes Jet Dragons, but they do not have regular Blue Eyes, which means I think this effect, this card's effects don't work. It says you can only activate these effects if you have a Blue Eyes White Dragon on your field or in your graveyard. So, opponent has 3 vanilla, 3000 monsters. This one does something, but nothing right now. So I think we're pretty good. Let's start things off with the normal summon Lifeless Leaf Fish. Maxi, I don't think so. Not on my watch. Ash Blossom negate. Now it is time to show opponent the power of fish. Fish superior to Blue Eyes White Dragon. Let us send to the graveyard a Sykes. Let us activate in the hand the Snopios. Banishing Keith, banishing our Sykes. Sykes, being banished, is now going to trigger. It is going to add to the hand zone a Paces. We are going to banish the Paces, and now we are passing the turn. Probably should have used the effect of our fish, this one, to banish the Shift in hand, but that was a classic overcommitment mistake. Alright, I got too excited about my fish. We need to give Blue Eyes a chance. Effect Veiler, negate the Chamber Dragon Maid. No Bed Chambers for you. Paces, activate. And opponent, you have too many cards. Let's reduce the number of cards you have. Arion Post is here. Arion Post banished from the deck. Our Zep. Zep, come back to us. Synchro Summon. Deep Beyond. Banish the field. Search for a fish. Trigger the Sykes. Opponent, you better have some sort of amazing play. Otherwise, you're getting mega cooked. Abyss Shark is here. And there we go, get back the Sykes. Drawn into Fishboard Harpooner. Banishing a fish. And opponent has nothing left. They have been fully fished. On to the next game. A lot of hand traps in this deck. That is the risk, alright? Sometimes when you play the Sekka's Light, can't play other spells. So we got Pot of Greed, we got a billion hand traps. Opponent very rudely Ash Blossoming our Sekka's Light. Alright, this is why Pot of Greed is fine. You should just unban it. Because opponents just have Ash Blossom and it does nothing. Alright, this is fine. We got the normal summon. We got the Ice Jade, Ron, Adrian. Let's get extended. How dare you do this to us? Opponent with the Max C. You're gonna get to draw 3 cards from the Ice Jade, Ron, Adrian. That is the risk, alright, of the Adrian. Alright, it is Max C equals draw 3. But I believe. Alright, I believe. Let's lifelessly fish them to the graveyard to shift. Activate. And there we go, we're done. We are ready. Maybe we should have led with the lifelessly fish, but who knows. Fish, come back to us, please. No second Max C. Alright, no second Max C. And opponent is playing Aluber, the Boober Branded. Alright, can we defeat Branded? Well, Ice Jade, Jameer, Adrian actually really good against Branded. We are not going to banish the Branded Fusion. We're going to save our banish. We are going to activate Shift though. And Shift is going to let us do our combo where we're making fish. And by the time opponent fusion summons a monster, we can hopefully banish it with our fish. So let's see what happens. Opponent, Foolish Barrow, good zing by 2 to get a Titanclad. Instead of going into the line where they make Mirror Jade, they're making this. Because this guy says he's unaffected by activate effects of monster summoned from the extra deck. So we cannot banish him. Alright, new plan. Banish Sykes. Sykes, banish our fish from the graveyard. Sykes, activate. Add to the hand zone a Zep. Banish the Zep. Synchro Summon. Synchro Summon. Into the Azcan. Instead of banishing the Titanclad, we're going to banish the Aluber, because this guy is unaffected. Unaffected. Alright. Aluber be gone. Fish activate in the graveyard to get us a search. Let's search for the Abyss Shark. So we have some follow-up plays. And opponent. You may proceed with your turn. Opponent activating the Bestial Lubellion. We are going to banish that, alright? Because, what does this guy do? He tributes a monster, and then lets you set a Branded Continuous trap. And we don't want them to have that, so we're going to banish this Bestial Lubellion right now. Get banished. Opponent. We got the Bishop Geoswarm. We still got the Ghost Ogre. Opponent, Monster Reborning. Monster Reborning. And we're about to see the power of Ghost Ogre. Opponent discards a card to activate Fallen Albaz to fusion summon using our monster. Discarding a Dark Magician. Opponent playing Dark Magician. Alright. Discard Ghost Ogre. Pop the Fallen Albaz. And opponent, if Fallen Albaz is not in the field, cannot be used as a fusion material. And he does nothing. Bishop Geoswarm. Banishing our Ghost Ogre. Going to battle. Pop in the Jameer Adrian. Hopefully Jameer Adrian can come back later. Opponent pass into us. We get an additional turn. Shift comeback. Let's Synchro Summon the Supreme Sovereign. Love to see it. Abyss Shark activate. Search for the Lifelessly Fish. Activate Sekka's Light. Shuffle this Shift into the deck. Shuffle in the Shift. Get another Ghost Ogre. Love to see it. Let's banish. Banish the Fallen Albaz. Banish the monster from the field. We still cannot banish the Titanclad, but we can attack over it. Banish to trigger the Chongus. Or sorry, we got to trigger the Chongus. Banish to draw an additional card. Draw into the Cyframe Gear, which we cannot use. But we can smack Titanclad. And we can attack. And we are getting our fish back. Opponent. Triggering Titanclad to summon another Fallen Albaz. Well, opponent, we did this before. We're going to do it again. Ghost Ogre. Deny the Fallen Albaz. Fallen Albaz denied. Get popped. Get popped. No Fallen Albaz for you. Opponent. Giving up. Does not have the will to live after getting Ghost Ogre so many times. And see, Ghost Ogre, very good. Alright, also negates continuous spells. Very important against very popular decks right now. But let's go on to the next game. On to the next game. We are going first. We got an all hand traps hand. Plus B2 and a full. Playing Dimension Shifter. I tested this out a little bit. I did not like Dimension Shifter. Alright. I know it can completely delete certain decks from working. Going in us with Maxi. I know it can delete certain decks from working, but D-Shifter, just kind of clunky. Also, you have to use a turn 1, otherwise it's not really usable. So often a dead draw. So D-Shifter, I'm not a fan. More of a side. It seems like a sideboard card if you know you're playing against a deck that really heavily uses the graveyard. So unfortunately, no sideboarding in Master Duel. Maybe one day, Konami will add best of 3 mode. Blackwing Simoon is here, my enemy, my nemesis, Blackwings. Opponent activating the Black Whirlwind. And here it goes, Ghost Ogre popping the Black Whirlwind. This is why I love Ghost Ogre so much. Alright, so many continuous spells. You pop them in response to their effect, the effect doesn't resolve, and the spell gets popped. Opponent, Black Feather Whirlwind, normal summoning, a Blackwing. We're gonna Arion Post. We're gonna Arion Post activate. Banish Sykes. Sykes gonna come back to the field. Activate Banish from the hand. Our Zep that we searched for. And now we Synchro Summon. And we can either go the Whale or we can go the Banish mode. And right now opponent has 2 attack position monsters. Let's pop them both. Get popped, opponent. Pop, pop. Ghost Ogre, unfortunately, is a once per turn effect, so no multi-popping, but I do love the Ghost Ogre. Either way, I love it. Banish, banish. Summon the Snopios. That was accidental. Alright, I didn't want to do that, but you live, you learn. Back to our turn. Blackwings got stopped. We get our ship back. We can Synchro Summon. XL Synchro Stardust. And we get to make a 10, and opponent doesn't want to see it anymore. They are done. Beautiful. Ghoti. Domination. Let's go on to the next game. Alright, one final game here. We are going first once again. We got no Pot of Greed. Pot of Greed, alright? Is it worth building your whole deck around the Pot of Greed? It definitely is interesting. An interesting deck building experience. The Pot of Greed obviously is very strong, but losing access to every spell, I'm not convinced is worth it. Obviously, running all the hand traps is great. But there are a lot of really great spells and traps as well, like Impermanence, which we lose out on by building the deck this way. So you let me know how you like it with the Pot of Greed Sekka's Light. But overall, definitely seems like a fun variant of Ghoti. Does definitely seem good. We're going to IP Masquerade this time. Opponent playing Voiceless Voice. Very cool. We are going to summon our Arion Post here, just to get this out of the way. Opponent Ritual Summoning. We want to, if we can, assuming opponent summons their other one, the one that's got a negate, we want to activate and banish before they can summon the level 1 onto the field. So that was the purpose behind this play pattern. We're banishing our Zep. Zep, come back, activate, and Synchro Summon into the White Aura Whale. Opponent gonna negate the summon, sending that guy back to the hand zone. Alright, that is something they can do. Monster Reborn, stealing my beloved. That's the second Monster Reborn we've seen today. Beloved Arion Post. Let's SP Little Knight, banish the Arion Post, and opponent doesn't want to play Yu-Gi-Oh anymore. Voiceless Voice denied by the fish. Love to see it. Alright, thank you for watching the games. Let's go on to the deck list. Alright, here it is. Here is the deck list, and like I said, we got triple Sekka's Light and no other spell traps. Let's go through the full deck, talk about it, and separate things into piles. Alright, we got Psyframe Driver, we got Feck Veiler, right? These are part of our hand trap package. We got 2 Beautiful as starter, we got triple Max C, we got 2 Psyframe Gear Gamma. This card is really, really good, especially against people slamming Max C in the draw phase, especially going second. You know, that part of it is really solid. It is better in a deck that plays a lot of spells, so you can bait the interaction like Ash Blossom with it, but still a solid card. 2 Paces, 2 Shift, 2 Zeps. Alright, we have a lot of hand traps, so we kind of want to not have too many fish, because if we draw all our tunas, we're going to be sad. We got 1 Keef, we got triple Ghost Ogre. I'm loving Ghost Ogre right now. I feel like Ghost Ogre stock's going up. And I heard this card in TCG especially is really hot right now because of how it interacts with certain specific decks. If you know about that, you can let me know in the comments. But that's what I've heard. Alright, that's the rumor. We got triple Ash Blossom. We got 2 Silent Anglers. We got triple Lifeless Leaf Fish. We got 2 Fishborg Harpooners. We got 2 Abyss Sharks. We got Snopios. We got Sykes. And we got triple Ice J Ron Adrian. One card in the main deck we did not get to play is the new White Aura Fish and the Fish spell. Those cards are really good. So losing out on those is actually a pretty big deal. Makes our deck a lot less consistent. But Sekka's Light kind of ups kind of counteracts that by letting us sometimes pot of greed. So you let me know how you feel about that. In the extra, we got Arion Post, we got White Aura Porpoise, we got the White Aura Will, we got Adamantipator Risen Dragon, we got Excel Synchro Stardust, we got 2 Azcan, we got Baron, we got Sword Soul, we got the Ghoti the Deep Beyond, we got Ice Jade Jameer Adrian, we got Kragan, we got IP Masquerena, and the SP Little Knight. Hope you like the video. Hope you like the deck list. Let me know if I made horrible mistakes in the gameplay, in the deck list, and we will talk about it next time. Thanks so much for watching, and have a good night.